do my sound checks to make sure that y'all can hear and see me. I am using this new streaming service, y'all, and I don't know why, but my notifications is not going out. So I'm not gonna wait too long for people to drop in. I'm just gonna start, and I'm starting early. It was scheduled for 8:45, but I got to go watch this Fever Aces game because I am rooting for the Aces, y'all. Okay, so the notifications for okay, yeah. If my sound drop out, get in them comments and let me know. Okay, my subscribers, get in that comment. Let me know that your sound and drop out because I won't know with this new streaming service. And I'm trying not to have an echo, so I'm trying not to have it up too loud. In my last video, y'all, I was talking about how the main theme of the video was if you control the media, you control the masses because you're able to dictate what they see and how they think. You able to give them your rhetoric of the story. And I tied it into the Jimmy Kimmel because this is when Jimmy Kimmel was canceled or suspended, I should say. This is when he was suspended. And so I had did a video that could and tied into the previous lawsuits with Paramount, the companies that settled with him. Two companies settled, one for 15 million, one for 16 million. And then with this Jimmy Kimmel with the Disney and the FCC who threatened them. And I talked about the First Amendment, freedom of speech. To me, that messed up it's pretty much void your freedom of speech. And I said how one side would go and say, oh, we believe in freedom of speech and we so tired of this council culture. And to me, council culture and freedom of speech is two different things. People have the right to be like, oh, okay, you said something I don't like. I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with your brand. I don't fuck with who you represent, blah, blah, blah. That is each person's own individual um, priority. That's your prerogative. Okay. But when it comes to freedom of speech is when the government interact and not allow you to speak your free thought. That's like allegedly China, allegedly the Middle East, that you get thrown in jail where journalists have been unalived in those different allegedly countries. That's a violation of your freedom of speech. And to me, the Jimmy Kimmel situation fell up under that. Then it also tied into how TikTok, now he already had the two lawsuits where he silenced two companies, and one was also in a merger, so they paid. One company paid because they were scared. One company paid because they was in a merger. This FCC with Jimmy Kimmel who threatened them. That company was going to go through a merger, and so then the TikTok stuff that's coming up. The one company who was buying the Disney who was going through the merger with them is Ellison's. That's the name of the one of the guys. The TikTok is owned by Oracle. The dad, who was at Ellison's, he owns that. So we already got Elon Musk with Twitter. You got him, the two companies he's already silenced. Now is they had the Jimmy Kimmel with the FCC silencing. So they cut that video in 30 minutes, baby, when I'm going through how this all connects with them controlling the social media, controlling now you're going to control just about majority of the media out there, and you control the masses. You control the media, you control the masses. I said, so now what you have is what social media, well, not Twitter, but because am I the only one? I get because I had stopped messing with Twitter when Elon Musk and all that, but I recently got back on there. Baby, they keep it. I say ain't nothing in my algorithm is MAGA supported. But baby, they keep sending me these MAGA pages and these Republican pages with the and I'm like, what you just gonna force me into this stuff. I said, but now what happens now if now you can't even go on your social media, TikTok, they put in an algorithm that if you say Trump and asshole in the same sentence, then how they ain't coming for you knocking on your door. Now you finna lose your job and things of that nature. It's a very slippery slope. So I'm happy that Jimmy Kimmel, since that, like I said, that video was cut in 30 minutes. I said I only talked 30 minutes. Kind of found out I did not. It was a whole hour and something video. They cut that bitch. So that's why we're talking about it right now, y'all. But that's not our subject for tonight. So what we talking about tonight, y'all, we're gonna talk about Colin Kaepernick. He is paying for Trey Ree, the young student who was found hanging in Mississippi at the college university. So Colin Kaepernick is paying for his independent autopsy. We're going to talk about the Celeste, the 15-year-old who was found in the trunk of the R&B singer D4vd Tesla. We're going to talk about Elon Musk is in them Epstein's file, y'all. And we're going to get into details about how far he is. It's not much. But then also the troops that have been called into Chicago. And P. Diddy sentence is on Friday, y'all. So I'm going to try to get through this, but I'm not going to try to talk too fast. I got my tea right here. Tuesday is my busy day. That's why I'm on here late. Y'all know this is not my usual regular time, but Tuesday is my busy day. And I had let Monday pass. And the weekend, I celebrated with my kids' birthday parties. And I wasn't on here like that last weekend because each day, if you're like me, you're trying to get each day, try to do something when you get home, clean and whatever to get the house ready so it won't be that much on the day of. And everything went smooth. So thank you all, everybody who came out, helped celebrate my babies. So come on, y'all, let's discuss. So first, what y'all want to get into first? I got my comments showing. Y'all can drop down in the comments. I think I am going live on Instagram right now. You know what? There you go. There you go. Now I think I am going live on Instagram. I had said that, and then I remember I didn't hit the button. Now I am going live on Instagram. So this Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. I go live separately on Twitter when I just want to go and say something. So y'all follow me on all those social medias as well. Twitter, you see more just clips that I put out. Now, and this ain't nothing but tea, y'all. I ain't drinking tonight. Now, whether I drank early or not, that's neither here nor there. We ain't gonna talk about that. Right now, this is tea. Okay, let's see. Let's get into the Celeste. Let's get into Celeste first, the 15-year-old who was found in the trunk. I did the story. I'm quite sure y'all have seen it. It's a 15-year-old young girl. Her body was found in the trunk or the front because it was in the Tesla and the trunk is in the front of the car, so it's called the front. But in this R&B singer, David, who is he 20, 22? He too damn old is what the thing was. Now it came out that David was supposed to be her boyfriend. And her friends were saying that they started dating when she was 13. It been recently said that she had just turned 13 when her and David met and started dating. They were saying that she had ran away a couple of times. Her parents had reported her missing, and she was a missing person ever since February. No. It was March or April. It was March or April of 2024. She's been a missing person. Now, these are the updates, y'all. All the updates that I have seen. Now I know some people, if you have seen it, some people are saying is it possible that he is being framed because this is just too stupid, and they're stupid. But we do have to take it into account. There are some stupid criminals, but they said this is just too stupid. Why would you be? The car was parked like right. They said you could literally throw a rock and you would hit the car from the house. The house that he was living in was not in his name. It was in his manager name because the house was $20,000 a month, but he was only 20. So, it's very hard for a 20-year-old to rent out a $20,000 a month house. But everybody is in consensus that he was living there at the house. There had been videos to come out of him and the girl taking pictures. Well, there's been pictures that came out of them two together, and she would always like try to cover her face. Had one picture had like a purse up to her face or something like that. Then there was a live that came out that she was on a live with him, and then he said in the live, "Hey, you want?" Or she told him, "You're gonna have to delete this live." He was like, "Yeah, we'll delete it. Like when the live's over, we'll delete it as soon as it's over," type thing. Now this stuff is while she was missing, that she's taking pictures with him and on his live. So then the video came out of the last day that she was missing, and they show her running from her house, and that's all that they show. Then it been, keep in mind, I don't know if this have changed. Initially, when it was being reported, they found the dismembered body, and they were saying it was just the head and the torso. So I don't know if they found the rest of her body. I know they have said that the body has been, I believe it's been transferred over back to the family at this point. Today they were saying that the autopsy report have came out, but there's no cause of death. It is still pending. So whether that's, I don't know if the body was too badly decomposed, because let me go back. I don't know if y'all saw the story, but let me go back. The reason how they found her in the trunk is because the car was pretty much left abandoned. And this is a rich neighborhood, and the car was left abandoned. People called it in. They end up giving it a ticket. The ticket that they gave you had, I believe, 72 hours, but that was a holiday. So they end up getting it like 3 days, 3 to 4 days later. They towed it. They told this to the tow yard. Then at the tow yard, it was a scent that they knew, like, nah, this is something in this car. So they called the police. Police came out to the tow yard, opened it up, and that's where they found the dismembered body. As I was explaining, the car was towed from, they saying, a block from his house. But they said the way the streets are set up, that his block is a very short block. So it's not like a regular city block. It was a very short block, and it was literally, you can like see the car from where his house was at. And that's why some people are like, well, will he really do that? And the throwing around the, it's possible he's being framed scenario. At this point, I want to say it wasn't until 2, 3 days after this story made the news that then his tour was canceled. He is known for a song called Romantic Homicide, is the name of the song. As part of his videos and tours, he would go out in like bloody shirts and was selling bloody shirts and stuff like that. It came out that it was leaked that he had a song called Celeste that came out, was leaked a year and a half, maybe possibly 2 years ago, that this song Celeste was leaked, but it was never released, but it was leaked on like Apple or iTunes or something like that, that it was leaked on. Now, besides the autopsy today, where they did not put a cause of death, what was also new is that her parents said, her mom, TMZ, this is a TMZ exclusive. TMZ came out and said they had somebody go talk to the mama. The mama do not speak English. So the person they had talked to her, of course, spoke Spanish to talk to the mom. And the mom said that she haven't seen her daughter in years. This is what she said. Man, the missing person report is from March or April of 2024. So how she haven't seen her in years, I don't know. Don't know. Now, again, this is TMZ. This is not the police reporting, because I, at this point, would be looking at her parents like, I ain't gonna lie. When I first seen videos of David, I thought he didn't even like women. I thought he played for the other team. But I see how Lou Weezy work. I see how he don't look like he played for the other team either, but I think he dating JT. But that's neither here nor there. So initially I was like, well, okay, maybe it's a possibility that this was, a gay best friend that he's taking her from a bad situation and she ran away from home and he's staying with her. But no, all reports are saying that they was boyfriend and girlfriends. Recently, his friends have came out and said the girl was around. They was boyfriend and girlfriends. They did not know she was that young because, mind you, they found her body a couple of days before she turned, no, a day after she turned 15. So they are saying that she was dead for at least a couple of weeks. So that means she was 14 when she was killed, when she was unalive. And they also are saying that David was on tour since the beginning of September. And they know that it's possible that the car was moved after that time. But also, the thing is that he was on tour since the beginning of September, but he was not far. His tour was maybe like, he can get back home within a couple of hours. So there's like, that's not like this, that's not a alibi that, because he still could have came home within that time. So that's one thing, that he was on tour. The new thing today, I'm gonna try to show y'all, but TMZ be striking the shit out of people. They have a video of Celeste next door to her house in September. So that was in September of last year. But the missing person report says that, and the mama said she haven't seen her in years. And the missing person report was filed in March. But the neighbors was like, no, we seen her. And the neighbors gave TMZ their Ring camera doorbell that shows a picture of Celeste in their backyard because kids was playing Ding Dong Ditch, and I think Celeste came over to confront the kids who played Ding Dong Ditch, and that's how they got the video of Celeste in the backyard. I'm gonna try to show y'all this. If y'all watching right now, y'all might see it. If y'all are part of the replay game, if they're gonna strike it, that part will be out. But it's the TMZ, and the title of it, Celeste Riviera ex-boyfriend speaks out, drop bombshells on disappearance. And I'll talk to y'all about the bombshell that he dropped, but I'm gonna try to play this video.
Camera.
Right there.
I believe we're going to show
camera
it.
footage that was, this is from September 7th, 2024. And Celeste is the woman you see there. She was arguing with the neighbors because some kids were doing
the context of the video is she lived right next door. Kids in the apartment building had ding dong ditched her house. So she was going over there to confront the kids. And at the time, the neighbors didn't really think anything of it. They're just like,
they had seen the missing posters, but they was like, oh, well, she's here.
After she left, they were talking. They're like, oh, that was the girl from the missing posters, because the family had gone up and down the block with the missing posters back in.
So the last day seen was supposed to have been April 5th of 2024. That's the missing person. But this video is from September 7th of 2024. And mind you, the mom said she hadn't seen her in years, but she was clearly home in September of 2024, which was after this missing person report has been filed. And she didn't file another missing person. She never updated this to say, well, she came back home. And she never filed another missing person report to say that she's been missing. So yeah, I don't know. I said, this is getting messy. So in this video also, it's an ex-boyfriend who comes on, and he said that him and Celeste met in school. So I said, at least this boy is her same age. They met in gym class. He said the last day he seen her is that Celeste was telling him and somebody else that she was going to run away that night. And they didn't pay much attention to it. He was like, because she didn't sound serious. She almost said it like in a joking way. He said, but the next day she wasn't at school and nobody had seen her since. But I don't believe he put a year on when that happened. So that's the latest update, y'all, with the Celeste stuff. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that this is possible, that it's some type of, oh, they're framing David, that maybe David went on tour and there was possibility that somebody else was in the house with her, some other grown ass man that was there that shouldn't have been there. Possible that somebody else was in the house with her and then something went awry and then this happened, Or do you think that it was just David? He did it and took his ass on tour. And that's why the body was badly decomposed, because she's been there since he left for tour. And maybe he's so arrogant and cocky, and maybe the fame went to his head that he thought that he could just keep. Obviously, I don't know what happened to the other body parts. Maybe already disposed of those, didn't have time, put these in the trunk and be like, I'll get to it when I get back. I don't know. Do you think her family had anything to do with this? I have no idea. But y'all, let's continue on. Let's go on to what's next. I said it's sad, it's tragic, and she was so young. And I showed the video, the look at my previous video, the his most popular song, Romantic Homicide. The actress in there and her and Celeste looks alike. They look alike. So it's sad and it's tragic, and I hope they find out what happened to her, and so her family, friends, and everybody could get some type of closure, because it's going to be sad and tragic either way. But yeah, let's go on. What else did I say we was going to talk about? Oh, let's talk about Colin Kaepernick. So I don't know if y'all, I did not cover it here, but there was a story that at first it was being said that two black men was found hanging in Mississippi. To find out that one of the men was actually a white man who was found hanging, and one of them was a black man who was found hanging. He was young. His name was Trey Ree. But I want to pull up the story for y'all. And his family have came out and said that the family is saying that when the police first called them, that they told him that he was found in his room. They told the family that Trey was found in his room. And they found out either through the news, or maybe the police came back and corrected it. I'm not sure about that part. But then they found out about this hanging, and they like, wait, what do you mean he was hanging on campus? He was found hung on campus. Y'all told us he was found in the room. Police is saying, we ain't never say that. Yeah, look at the hashtag justice for Javion McGee, because to me it's just strikingly similar situations. Javion was not in Mississippi. His was, I believe, in North Carolina, but he was a trucker from Chicago, and he was doing truck driving, and they found him hanging, is what they said. But then the police was like, well, he wasn't really hanging. He was laid up against a tree. Then the police right away came out and told his family that it was self-unaliving. And the family like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, how you know this right away? Y'all don't seem like y'all did no investigations or nothing. Y'all just coming and telling me that. People start saying that was a sundown town. They came out with videos of him walking in Walmart and finding the rope that was wrapped around his neck. But truckers are saying that is rope that you need in trucking. So him buying that rope from Walmart is no big deal. So to me, the similarities of the police jumping to the conclusions of self-unaliving so quick with no investigation is eerily similar to this Trey Ree that's going on, is all I'm saying about it. Okay, let me read this story about Trey, and this is from kbtx.com. I'll see if I can share the stream with this article. Colin Kaepernick to pay for independent autopsy of college student found hanging on Mississippi campus. I'll see if I can just play the video instead of reading it for y'all. And hopefully it'll come through, the video will.
Shopping for a new car or truck? Tegler Toyota and Brenham beats uptown prices with down home savings. From a brand new vehicle to an exceptional certified pre-owned car of your dreams. Tegler Toyota and Brenham.
See if I can skip the ad, and then it'll be the actual news story. So you can, yeah.
But first, this breaking news about the death of Trey Ree.
The state medical examiner ruling his death as suicide. According to the state medical examiner's office, the findings from the autopsy are consistent with the initial investigation, which found no signs of foul play. Final toxicology results are pending and may take 2 to 4 weeks to complete. As part of the investigation, the Cleveland Police Department tells us all files and material have been turned over to the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office for review. Department of Public Safety Commissioner Sean Tindell said today he condemns the rumors circulating regarding Reed's death. He says the agencies are working to bring closure to the family.
Is that all I got to say about it? Initially, it was reports being said that he had broken bones. The police came out and said that he did not. There was also, to me, what was similar to Javion. Both of them was black sheriffs that was in charge of this case, and
Peggy
both refused
has
to admit
seen
that there could be
better
some type
days.
of racial
You just
component.
look at a map and
So
away you
it's
go.
possible,
This
yes,
map,
that is not,
published
but
in 2007,
Right.
has been folded,
that means.
unfolded, and refolded hundreds of times.
Yeah.
As one by one.
So let me go and read the article, because the article has more information. Former NFL player Colin Kaepernick will fund an independent autopsy of a college student who was found hanging from a tree in Mississippi. The body of Demartrion, and nicknamed Trey, and sorry if I mispronounce it, Reed, 21, a black student at Delta State, was found hanging from a tree on the university campus last week. His death was ruled as suicide by the Mississippi State Medical Examiner Office. Former NFL player Colin Kaepernick, I already read that. Officials said Reed did not suffer from any broken bones, cut, bruises, or any injury consistent with assault. However, according to civil rights attorney Ben Crump, Reed's family has raised serious concerns after receiving conflicting accounts and incomplete information about the circumstances of his death. Because of this, the family is requesting a second independent autopsy to be performed. Crump announced that Kaepernick, who has become a civil rights activist after his NFL career, will cover the cost of the second autopsy. Trey's death invoked the collective memory of a community that has suffered a historic wound over many, many years and many, many deaths, Crump said in a statement. Peace will come only by getting to the truth. We thank Colin Kaepernick for supporting this grieving family and the cause of justice and truth. Officials say they are also reviewing surveillance video from the university the night that Reed's death took place, which is odd because I'm assuming the college campus have a lot of cameras. And if he was found hanging on the campus, why wouldn't you review those videos before you ruled it a homicide? Before you rule it a self-unaliving, because if it's a self-unaliving, regardless whether it's self or not, you would think that there's videos that would cover that you can see what happened. So I want to send condolences out to the family because this is my first time talking about it. Condolences out to the family, and for Javion McGee, justice for Javion McGee, and for Trey Ree. It's horrible that as a parent, you don't have time to grieve because you don't feel like you have gotten the truth of what happened. And I feel like that's just awful. To be honest, I don't feel like if it was another race, they don't have to deal with that as much, especially black Mississippi, black North Carolina, black and sundown towns. And then the officers just come to this conclusion very quickly. You like, hey, if he was white, would you have came to that conclusion very quickly, or would you have did more investigation? And as a parent, of course, you're going to go through the different stages of grief, but you can't even get there because I know you thinking in your mind that they didn't display any depression or they haven't talked to you about anything that was going on, and a lot of people who are unalive themselves don't, but just to not know, to not have that final conclusion, that you have to go through all this trying to get support behind just to try to get to some resemblance of the truth is horrible. So condolences to that family. Now, yeah, let's go to y'all know what? We could go to P. Diddy, because that one should be quick. Well, that one is quick. So P. Diddy sentencing is Friday, and his attorney is asking for 11 years. No, the prosecutor is asking for 11 years. His attorney is pretty much asking for him to have time served and to get on up out of there. But I don't know, y'all. What y'all think? Do y'all think that he should be released already, or do y'all think that I want to say the max he can get for what he was convicted of? I want to say it's 20 years, because each one was 10. I think he was charged with 5 counts, got convicted of 2. I think each one carried a 10-year sentence. So if they run them back to back, it could be 20 years. And that's why the prosecutor is asking for 11. And his attorney is like, now he done served enough time, let him on out. Y'all let me know. Do y'all think he should be out already? Y'all think he should be in there 11 years? You think he should do the whole 20? Y'all think a good 5.5 and he been learned his lesson? I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. But that is the P. Diddy. So Friday we'll be updating with the census to see what didn't happen with his census. Let's get on to this Elon Musk, y'all. I don't know if y'all seen it, but the Epstein family is releasing documents because they saying the government, y'all playing, y'all taking too goddamn long. No, that is the government. The Democrats are fighting for it, and there are they got some Republican support, but they did pass something where they got the Epstein estate has released some documents, and one of the documents it contains Elon Musk's name. And also Peter Thiel. Go watch my video of DEI versus nepotism, and I go through the whole how JD Vance got his start and how he became involved with the millionaire, because JD Vance was what you call trailer park trash. This is just what it was. That's what he was. But he ended up, he was smart, went to this Ivy League schools, got connected with billionaires. The billionaire he got connected with is Peter Thiel. He met him over while he was in school. Peter Thiel is the one who financed JD Vance always through since he graduated college. He financed this whole the Senate run, everything. Got him his first job, second job, third job. Peter Thiel been paid for I ain't gonna say that man was his sugar daddy, because JD Vance wear eyeliner. I'm not gonna say that. Y'all can say it if you want to, but I'm not. But Peter Thiel's Elon Musk is in the foul. Elon Musk is in the fouls for and it just says, like, I think he was it just says his name, but Elon Musk have came and been like, I'm putting cases on all you. Said my name's in that file. He is saying that Epstein contacted him because he wanted him to either go to the island or something like that. He invited Elon Musk or something. Elon Musk said he never went. He said, my name Bennett, I ain't in it. But I said, wait a minute, Elon. How you know Trump name was in there? You didn't know your own name was in there? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me pull up this article so y'all can see it. Y'all won't think I'm just over here talking about y'all mans and them. Elon Musk and Peter Thiel mentioned in Epstein documents released by Democrats. Prince Andrew and Steve Bannon also referenced in 6-page batch of documents made public redaction. Democratic lawmakers on Friday released documents from the investigation into Jeffrey Epstein that may show interactions between the disgraced financier and prominent conservative, including Elon Musk, Steve Bannon, and Peter Thiel. The 6 pages of documents made public redactions come from a batch provided by the Justice Department to the House Oversight Committee, which is investigating how the trafficking charges against Epstein, who died in 2019 in federal custody, was handled. Copies of Epstein's calendar, released by the committee Democratic majority, show a breakfast planned with Bannon, an influential Donald Trump ally, in February 2019. Other schedules mention a lunch with Thiel in November 2017 and a potential trip by Musk to Epstein private island in December 2014. A manifest from 2000 from Epstein plane includes Prince Andrews, whose relationship with Epstein is well documented, while finance disclosure the Democrats release shows Epstein pants on listed as Andrew for massage, exercise, yoga that same year. Man, y'all put in the comments if I'm wrong. He was the one a girl accused him of R-wording her when she was about 17. Got pictures with her, Epstein, and Maxine together. And I believe she had went to court for it. And he have always denied it, y'all. But they got the pictures with him with the girl. So he still denied it. He's still like, that ain't me. You gonna believe me or your own lying eyes? That ain't me. Earlier this year, Musk accused Trump of being in the so-called Epstein files on social media after the tech mogul criticized Trump tax and spending legislation. Then in July, Musk publicly said, how can people be expected to have faith in Trump if he won't release the Epstein files? Okay. In response, the Republican-led committee took to X and accused Democrats of selecting, deciding which records to release. Okay, yeah. I wanted to see. I'm gonna try to Elon Musk response to being in Epstein files. I know he had responded, and I wanted to see what he said. He sound off a false narrative after his name appeared in Epstein. Elon Musk is working to clear his name after it was included, and this is from okmagazine.com. It was included in a calendar entry for Jeffrey Epstein, expected visitor at his compound over 10 years ago. Document claimed that Musk was scheduled to visit Little St. James in the U.S. Virgin Island in 2014. However, the ex-owner have denied any involvement. Elon Musk posted on Twitter, this is false. Elon Musk says he refused an invitation to Jeffrey Epstein Island. He also reshared an X post with a headline linking both him and Prince Andrew to Epstein. In a written statement, Musk stood firm in his denial, said that he refused Epstein's invitation. He said, this is what he wrote: shame on Sky News for this utterly misleading headline. Anyone pushing this false narrative deserves complete contempt. Epstein tried to get me to go to his island, and I refused. I and refuse is all capitalized. Yet they named me even before Prince Andrews, who did visit. Look at him, dry snitching, talking about straight dry snitching. Talking about, oh, y'all gonna name me, but what about Prince Andrew? Y'all all know he went. And how y'all gonna name me? And before y'all name Prince Andrew, and we all know Prince Andrew went to that doggone island. Look at Elon. Elon, I'm telling. Call me to Sky. Okay. Let me. So that's the latest on that, y'all. Now let's go to this, y'all. Y'all know I'm from Chicago. So like the video, like the video, share the video, follow me on all social media. Drop down in them comments. Give me some interactions, okay? Now, y'all know Trump will always, he's obsessed with Chicago. And I say he probably mad because don't nobody call that shit the Trump Towers. Still call it the Sears Towers, maybe Willis Tower. It's everything except the towers, skyscrapers, like tall buildings. I don't think I ain't ever heard nobody call that shit the Trump Tower. That's probably why he mad. But that's just my personal opinion. Anywho, he's been trying to get his troops over here. Him, the mayor, Brendan Johnson, and Governor J.B. Pritzker been going back and forth because they like, we don't need your goddamn troops. Our crime rate is down. The lowest it's been, and I think in 3 years, 2 years, it's going down. Well, if you want to help us, send us money to invest in these programs that you see is obviously working. Trump over there like, nah, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. Okay, this is my house. Then nobody come here to see you, Otis. They came here to see me. So Trump, like, I'm still finna send them. So what had happened was Trump is already going back and forth in Supreme Court and stuff for all this stuff he doing that is unconstitutional. Say what you want, but so he's already fighting with, I want to say, Los Angeles and DC about him sending the troops there. So what he did for Chicago, he like, wait, you know what? I'm finna one up y'all ass. This is chess, not checkers, bitch. So he did what he did was send ICE agents over here to say, oh, I'm not sending federal troops. I'm sending ICE agents. So first he sent ICE agents. Then he sent Homeland Security to protect the ICE agents. Now he's going to send the federal troops. The plan is, they said he's planning to send 100 federal troops down to protect the federal agents that's there for immigrations. I said, if this motherfucker ain't slick right here, what my mama said, slicker than grease. That's what my mom used to say. Was the funny part. I want to see what all the especially the blacks who were saying, "No, send him here. We need him here for the crime. We need him here for the crime." And I'm like, y'all know the same way, like in Washington D.C. He not finna be out in the hood. He not sending them people out in the hood. He finna send them downtown to protect the downtown, probably to protect the Trump Towers. But he ain't sending them. They ain't going to the old block. They ain't going to 63rd. They ain't over there taking pictures under the King Von mural. They not doing none of that shit. And then they have the federal agents that's out here. They had them stationed out in Broadview. Broadview is the suburbs of Chicago. Okay, that is Broad. If you know Chicago, it's Broadview. And just like you see that line of troops that y'all seen on the news that they got marching, that is downtown Chicago. Downtown Chicago. I don't think the crime rate is high in downtown Chicago. The most they've been doing, it did do an uptick. I want to say 2 years ago with stealing cars, and they were going to the stores and do a grab and run, just run in the store, grab shit and leave, like jewelry stores and shit. But they protecting downtown Chicago. Let me see if the unalive rate and everything go down in the hoods, because you're talking about bring the troops. The black community need these troops down here because it's out of control. Let's see if they go out there. Let's see. They ain't going to the part that's known for Chirac. They ain't going to the Chirac parts why Chirac got them names. They ain't out there. They out there downtown and in the burbs. Now I want to show y'all this video. So there have been video, not the Broadview video where they maced the crowd because they are stationed out in Broadview. People was out there protesting. Broadview is a suburbs of Chicago, so that's just the name of the city. So there's I want to say an army. I know I don't know exactly what it's called, but they are stationed out there in Broadview, and there's been protesters out there, and so they maced the protesters. There was a video of a ICE agent like tackling his mom. Is an older lady that they just like slammed down to the ground and tackled. They showed that this little young girl, she was young, and her parents didn't speak English, and she had to translate for them while ICE was deporting them, taking them away. I don't know what happened to the young girl, but then I want to show y'all this funny one of this guy on the bike. And y'all, he gets away from these from the thing. And I thought that it was an immigrant that they was trying to catch to deport. That because all they showing you on the news is, this guy on a bike and they chasing after him. And maybe he takes off. He leaves them. They did not just catch him. But no, they had no reason to chase this guy. Well, I mean, I think they did just make a law where they pretty much can detain you for the way you look. If they feel like you look like an immigrant. I don't know what looks like an immigrant because, it's German, Polish immigrant, like anybody can look like an immigrant. But anyway, but no, they end up. I watched this guy. His name Adam, and he's on Abby Phillips a lot, the CNN, and he's a young guy. I noticed him from his reels of him going out talking to mega supporters and they different logic and just making them look stupid. But he's the one where I seen the beginning of the video of how the chase start. They chasing this man because he said fuck Trump. That's why they chasing him. So I was like, well, if you would have caught him, what you would have arrested him for? Yeah, but I mean, now they can just ain't no due process. They can take your ass, ship you to another country, and be like, "Oops, you was a citizen." Ah, man, make your way back over here. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm gonna show y'all the video so y'all can see that this actually took place because he told them to fuck Trump. This one they.
Something I wonder, what were they possibly going to grab him and detain him for? For yelling at Trump? This is the party of free speech. They're sending feds into downtown Chicago to grab people.
And then I said, that's how you know there was probably like the agents was probably like bullied in high school and stuff, very insecure because y'all was just gonna let them go until the crowd started laughing at y'all ass. With him said, and they over there like, ooh, baddest one hit my head. And that's when the agents want to go take up off of them. Look at that. You hear the crowd? Hey, look. You embarrass me in front of my friends? Like my Epstein. I got to leave y'all. Yeah, okay. I think that was all I said I had to talk about today. I did the Elon Musk. We didn't talk about Colin Kaepernick, who is paying for the independent autopsy of Trey Ree, that is the black student who was found hanging on the Delta campus in Mississippi, who the police have said that it was a self-unaliving. Colin Kaepernick is paying for his autopsy. We just talked about the troops in Chicago. We talked about Elon Musk and Peter Thiel being in those Epstein's files. We talked about the updates for the R&B singer David, who was found, who the 15-year-old Celeste dismembered body parts, as far as I know, was her head and her chest, was found in the trunk of his car. And we talked about P. Diddy is supposed to be getting sentenced on Friday. Y'all, that is it for today. Don't forget to like the video, drop down in the comments. I have it on here. Well, I still made it under an hour, so yay me. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what time y'all watching this and what if y'all are part of the replay crew. And don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on all social media. I had to go take my butt to sleep because I still got to go to work in the morning and make these coins. You YouTubers who are on here multiple times a day, every day, baby, kudos to you because I struggle. Okay, it probably because I'm not monetized. But if y'all subscribe to the channel, then I can give y'all more content. Okay, y'all want to see more of me talking like I be talking? Y'all can get out of here. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. Okay, bye.